Sutherland Sharks taking on the Canberra Raiders here at Shark Park. After 18 competition rounds, Cronulla finished on 24 points to be in second position. The Raiders on 22, they finished third. They enjoyed one win against each other during the regular season, but the big advantage tonight, a home ground game for the Cronulla side. Joining us in commentary tonight, Gary Freeman. That's the prospect facing Canberra. High expectations for this game because they're two quality outfits. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they certainly are two quality outfits here tonight, Peter. The big thing is that Canberra haven't won here since 1993, so that's one thing that will be going against them. But it's going to be down to the forward packs. Whoever gets on top will come away with the winners here tonight. Let's take a look at the two sides. And first up is Cronulla, the electrifying David Peach is the fullback. Rogers, and it's great to see Barnett back on the wing there. Eddinghausen and Richardson. 5'8" is Healy, halfback of course Paul Green, and their lock Tawira and Nikau. Second row is McKenna and Davidson. The old bloke would love to get a big win up here against Canberra here tonight. Lee, Stevens in the front row. Trista, coached by John Lang. The Canberra Raiders side, full of stars. Nagus at fullback, Nandruku, Lightning in the wings, Mullins full of eye in the centres, Daly at 5'8". This bloke here holds the key is Stewart with a big long kicking game that he does have. Clyde at lock, Ferner, Croker in the second row. Front row, Hetherington and Pongia. Hooker is Prittis, coached by Mel Meninga. And still, I'm actually going to go for a Canberra victory here, just because they haven't won since 1993, and I think the stars of Clyde, Stewart and Daly will get them through here tonight.
I'm going the other way. I think the Sharks will win tonight. Their recent form has been outstanding. They've won 7 of their last 8. That's in the Telstra Cup. Well, Canberra, of course, have picked up a couple of key injuries in recent weeks. No Ruben Wiki, no Ben Kennedy. That might tip the scales. So we'll be back the other side of this break with Ray Warren, the opening game for Super League's Telstra Cup semi-final series. The Canberra Raiders up against the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks here at Shark Park.
Thank you, Peter, as we welcome you back to Shark Park. Great atmosphere. The crowd probably not as big as they expected, as Cronulla take advantage of finishing in front of Canberra and play on their home ground in front of their home crowd. Great atmosphere. Cronulla has twice been to a grand final. They've never won one. 73, 78. They fell to the Manly Club twice in 1978. In fact, Paul Green is back tonight. In fact, they have been boosted by the return of several players. They're looking very strong right across the park. And now the Raiders, knocked about by injuries. They finished 2 points behind Cronulla. They've been to 26 finals, and there's the man I was talking about, Ricky Stewart. The winner of this will meet Brisbane in Townsville next Saturday. The loser will be at home to the winner of Canterbury and Penrith. National anthem tonight, performed by Melinda Schneider.
So let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
So these clubs have met twice this year, and they've shared the victory dais. Bill Harrigan's the referee. In fact, they played the opening match of Super League on our coverage back at the Sydney Football Stadium. Cronulla won 26-4. Canberra turned that around at Bruce Stadium. We are underway. First semi-final of Super League. Davidson playing the ball back inside his own 20-metre line, and there was a tiny knock-on.
Well, one of the reasons for Cronulla's success is not making mistakes at their own end of the field. Dean Treaster there just couldn't get the football into his grasp. We're now seeing Brett Mullins packing into the lock-forward position for the Raiders. Pushes Clyde out onto the left-hand side.
Lift it up.
Canberra attack. You would imagine they will go towards Laurie Daly and Nandruka, where there's a lot of space.
So Canberra, Mullins out from the back of the scrum, working on a flick pass from Stewart. Daly then for Hetherington. Canberra to the 10-metre line. Danny Lee dragging around the legs. Nickau around the top. And then it's Stewart again with the flick pass. Finding Croker, who plays in the second row tonight. And then a long pass, low for Daly, wide for Mullins, and that's lightning. Again, they're on the 10-metre line, Canberra. A great start for the match. That is Pongia. Just inside the 10. Critis in 17 for Stewart. And the high ball, the first test. And Barnett goes up above them. Comes down safely in the far corner for Cronulla.
Well, tremendous kick there by Ricky Stewart. Richie Barnett, he's only been back for around about 2 weeks. Watch this take here. This is just tremendous. Never takes his eye off the ball. Tremendous work there by Barnett.
This is Treaster. Now Lee to the 40. Cronulla away to an ordinary start. Now setting about rectifying the ledger. This is Nagas.
It's been an awful start, hasn't it, Ray? They made a mistake on the second tackle of the game, and that kick from Mitch Healy, well, it was a shocker as well by his standards. One bounce to the fullback, and now Canberra in good field position. Second tackle, Clyde takes it to the halfway line.
Stewart calling for it as he works the play onto the right of the ground. Back now with David Furner. Stewart. Daly keeping it low, driving it in behind. Matt Rogers. Lightning coming down on Rogers. Can he get it back? He chances a pass. Peachy's now got the job, and they get it outside the line. Brilliant piece of play by the young Sharks.
And confident play. And I love seeing stuff like that. There was a big ooh from the crowd as though, well, this is something different, and it is. But there was never any doubt about it. Matt Rogers threw a great pass to his fullback. Instead of a line drop out, a couple of rucks later, they're getting out of their own area. That's just great play and so much confidence in each other, which is why they've gone so far this season.
Danny Lee. Ron Hetherington playing in the front row tonight. A sign of the injury toll for Canberra. Jason Stevens. And then for Mitch Healy. And his second kick of the night. On the second bounce for Nagas. Leaving the 20-metre line behind him. He's brought down in a good tackle by the kicker.
Right, there is a little bit of a reshuffle out there positionally for the Canberra side. That man being tackled now, Albert Fullerby, was named in the centres. He's actually playing on the right-hand wing, and that pushes Nandruku into the centre position.
Furner now. We go to the sidelines. Trevor Gilmeister is with us tonight. Trevor, the breeze behind Cronulla in the first half.
Well, if anything, mate, it's a little bit left to right, but a little bit of a problem for Cronulla also. Chris McKenna seems to be limping at the moment, so that doesn't help their start either.
Stewart clearing from 38 metres. Well, the breeze didn't have much effect on that kick. David Peachy comes back. Pulled down by Brett Mullins. Back on the Cronulla 20-metre line. Eddinghausen standing and unloading for Rogers. Rogers grounded by Croker. He won't let them down, Croker, no matter where they play him. Davidson losing it. Treaster with it.
Well, they're really sorting each other out here in the defence there. Hetherington come up with a big tackle on Treaster. It's really going to be one there. Can't make any more mistakes. Cronulla in their own half.
Cronulla only beaten 3 times at Shark Park in the last 2 years. Twice this year in Super League. As the ball goes over the sideline, 25 metres out from the Canberra line.
And one of those losses was a shock one to the Adelaide side. And I vividly remember last season Brisbane getting away with the match in the final play of the game. I think it was Steve Renouf who scored the try. It was this kick a little bit off the side of the boot, but gee, the bounce was a good one for Cronulla. Accelerated towards the sideline and picked up a further 10 metres.
No fewer than 5 trainers clearing the ground. Their first chance to really get at the players. This is Lightning. Daly now. Makers in from the back. Clyde right on the halfway line. Now Prentice goes down the line. It came off the fingers of Ferner. I thought it drifted forward. Knocked down by Cronulla. And Bill Harrigan will put a scrum down.
Richard Barnett there trying to take an intercept. Did knock the ball down. They've only been marginally onside in the marker position as well. You've got to be directly in front of the man playing the football. Another set of 6 for the Raiders. They've had good field position in this game to date. Another good attacking opportunity. Let's see if they put on another scrum play as they did from the very first one of the match. No, just Nandruka taking it forward. They get to the 30-metre line.
Canberra might be a little bit lucky, really, to have possession. If I read a play just a few seconds ago correctly. Ferner at acting half. Hetherington is 18 metres away from the Cronulla line. Stewart then. Daly. Face pass for Clyde out wide. Got a pass infield, and it's Croker. Now they're 8 metres away. Daly one-handed. Stewart dummies inside, goes out. Ferner picked up by Richardson. Put away just inside touch. Boulevard. Stewart. High kick. The length was great. Cronulla's ball.
Well, that's Mitch Healy who's picked the football up and raced 30 or 40 metres. I'm just wondering whether he picked it up in an offside position.
It looked like it came off Eddinghausen's back. He picked up the ball. I thought it was offside too.
So Cronulla repelling another of the Ricky Stewart kicks. Now they're crossing the halfway. Looking to visit the try line for the first time. Rogers, he's got a player outside him. It's Eddinghausen. And the great Andrew Eddinghausen scores the first try in a Super League semi-final.
Well, surprise, surprise, E.T. gets across. Pretty much his first touch of the football. There's the ball coming off Eddinghausen. I think Mitch Healy was offside, but it was called play on. They got good momentum in the next couple of rucks, and a defensive error here from Brett Mullins allows this try. As they come wide, pass runs, we freeze it there. You can see Mullins coming across, this man pointing on the inside. By Mullins continuing over, that opens up the hole on the inside. It was 2 on 2, and then all of a sudden it was 2 on 1. And Brett Mullins, he had to stay and show confidence in his outside man. Matt Rogers did a marvellous job there because he had a couple of options to make with some time. That's when mistakes can be made, but he's sized it up perfectly and put the ball onto Eddinghausen's chest. Poor defence out wide from the Raiders, and they paid the ultimate penalty.
It was just great work, I thought, by E.T. to turn that ball back inside to Rogers, who really did find the hole. Everyone started to slow, but Tawira Nikau before that, Peter, he actually went to the line, slowed everyone up and held up the inside cover. They didn't get there and cover for Mullins on the inside, but tremendous work there by the Cronulla Sharks.
Rogers now. 69%. his success rate from the sideline. Got it nicely. Is it going to make it? Yes! Rogers converts. Cronulla leads 6-0 at the 9th minute.
What about the depth in the forward pack for Cronulla? Jason Stevens in the starting lineup. That allows Les Davidson to drop back into the second row. You've got Craig Greenhill on the bench. Sean Ryan, who was a rep player early in the season. Cronulla restart with that 6-point lead.
Controversial try. Looks of bewilderment on the faces of many. It did seem that Healy was offside when it all started back on the Cronulla line. Just trying to fathom what ruling Bill Harrigan might have applied to it. Canberra then. Ball knocked down. Lightning with it.
Anyway, not dwelling on it too much as Bill Harrigan
Off Canberra.
calls the play. It's going to, looks as though it's going to be a Cronulla feed.
Canberra lost it. Ricochet then off the blue. I think Billy Harrigan's got that. Well, I think he's got a decision from the touch judge there. Quinton Ponga goes to pass the ball right there. Bang. Well, he's saying that this Mellons didn't have control of the ball right there. I thought he did.
So Cronulla Sutherland, they mount one of their organised plays. Just inside the 30-metre line for Richardson. Davidson, who's about to come off apparently. Greenhill will go on. Paul Green, short ball up for Stevens, up the middle to the Canberra red zone, and then Green. Healy, Nicker, out wide, McKenna wider, put away by Mullins, got some help from Clyde. They're 12 metres out from the line, a bad pass. Peachy. This is tackle number 5. Green stepping back towards the blind. Priester. Fullerby. And he's done well. Just back into the field of play.
That's a marvellous effort from Albert Fullerby. Looked as though he was going to be kept in the in-goal areas. Light stepping here from Nandruku. They mucked it up at the end, Cronulla. Dean Treaster ran out of dummy half, and that took away some kicking time. Good work there from Fullerby, and they go back towards his wing. Nandruku juggles and just keeps possession.
Pongia. Brisbane Broncos on a week's rest, and undoubtedly Coach Wayne Bennett has made this match mandatory. And the Broncos, of course, waiting to play the winner of this match in Townsville next Saturday. Rogers, in most of the interviews I've seen conducted with the Broncos players, many of them have suggested that Cronulla is the team they fear most.
Got the kicking there from Ricky Stewart, making something like 40 to 50 metres every time. But the Cronulla side, they're spreading the field when the ball is kicked down long and making sure they can get the ball out a little bit wider.
Stevens, he's worked hard. 30-metre line. Treaster. Marker's only just got there, and Treaster knew that. He pinched another 7 metres as Green works on the blind. Richardson falling at the arms of Daly. Green to the right for Healy. Low kick with the breeze, slightly behind him. This is Nagus. A splash of white on that left thigh. Clyde, always back there. Loses the ball. Cronulla with a great chance. Nickau, Eddinghausen, Rogers. Rogers is over. The touch judge likes it. The referee is going to call for the video referee. The touch judge, though, his first impression was a try.
Well, if it is a 4-pointer, make sure that you mention both Danny Lee and Jason Stevens in the build-up, because their tackle on Bradley Clyde was absolutely sensational. Matt Rogers has scored. For mine, he's in the field of play when he gets the ball down. This should be the second of the night. But what about the defence that hit Bradley Clyde? Not often you see the ball jolted from his grasp.
Well, the point you have to watch on the replay, let's wait for the judgment. It's a try! The Cronulla crowd loves it. Ettinghausen and Rogers. They're having a semi-final party.
Unbelievable stuff there by the Cronulla side. One thing they have done well here tonight, their forwards, they really have attacked the ball carrier. See the ball there just popped out. They get it out wide as quick as possible. Tawari Nikau goes in slightly to his left, opens up the hole for Ettinghausen. Does a good job there, does the young Rogers to slide over. Just watch this big hit here.
Yeah, that's super stuff. That's semi-final defence. And I'll tell you what, you're right, Gary. He does a good job here, Nikau, by straightening it up. If he hadn't have straightened it up and kept coming across field, there's no doubt Matt Rogers would have run out of room. But he committed Royston Lightning, and in the end it was inch perfect for Matt Rogers, but Nikau certainly helped in the build-up.
And just watching that replay as the try scorer Rogers dived into the corner, I was just watching that right hand, and it did not touch the sideline, in my view, prior to him grounding the ball. Here he is from the same place that he converted the Ettinghausen try, and he's done it for himself as well. Cronulla, 2 converted tries at the 15th in front of Canberra.
Well, again, I just come back to this hit. This is just super stuff. Danny Lee made the initial contact. Jason Stevens came in. Now just look at Nikau straighten it up. That means Lightning can't get the outside man Ettinghausen. And Mullins tried in vain to stop Rogers. Matt Rogers, he's just a marvellous footballer. It's his better side to kick from. And they just never look like missing.
Cronulla started with a couple of bad errors, but now it's the Canberra side have really turned things around by themselves and just making too many mistakes in their own half.
Nagus. Tritus, who represented this year. Even playing in the representative arena. Oh, and a Clyde on the end of an Ettinghausen tackle. Stewart clearing. I was about to make the point that even playing rep football would be probably a little harder than this, particularly meeting Cronulla at Shark Park.
As Cronulla try and work it out. Some heavy defence here. Dean Treaster has left the field. I just saw a bizarre incident. He actually tripped over in coming back into the defensive line, and I just thought that he tripped, but he might have been concussed, and they got him off there very, very quickly. Craig Greenhill has gone on, and the good thing for Cronulla tonight as well, sometimes we're a little bit critical of this man, Andrew Ettinghausen, a lack of involvement early in the game. He's had more tackles and more touches of the footy than I've seen this season from him. And that's a wrap. Oh, good hit on Greenhill.
Greenhill back from his suspension. Healy getting a kick in from dummy half. Now the Canberra player, did he touch it? Because he certainly played at it. It was Royston Lightning. It's a very important call. I don't know that he got a touch on it.
We'll wait and see which way the referee's arm goes up. Royston Lightning just hung his foot there trying to stop it.
I don't think he touched the ball. He might have tried, but he didn't get it.
No,
lucky for them.
The ref agrees.
Lightning taking it away. First play. Inside his own 20-metre line. Stewart decides to run. Got under Danny Lee. Was wrapped up eventually by Martin Lang. Tritus now. Ferner. Halfway line. Stewart. Daly. Short ball for Brad Clyde. Then for Hetherington. Now for Pritis. Inside for Ferner. To the 30-metre line. His pass goes to ground in front of Croker. Cronulla with it. Zero tackle.
I think Ferner should have passed that ball a little bit earlier. He put on the big left foot step and threw a bad pass to Croker, who couldn't take the ball.
Oh, Martin Lang, his first touch. Will draw his side a penalty. A high tackle ruling against Quentin Pongia.
Okay, around the neck.
There's the tackle from Quentin Pongia, just a fraction high, coming off the shoulder. Best thing about that, Martin Lang jumped up as quick as he could to play the ball.
Been a big start by Cronulla. Trevor on the sideline.
Yeah, well, they had a shaky start, didn't they? But they've just reverted back to a simple plan at the moment, going forward, good kicking, and they're supporting very well. Where Canberra seem to be trying to toss the ball around a little bit too early at this stage.
Healy then taking the tackle. Green for Lee. Burnham is on. Curtis was involved in the tackle. They come back down the short side. Green. Seems a little dummy. Almost took him through the gap. Second man play. Healy. McKenna. Oh, Ferner. Lifted for the tackle. Healy. They keep going. Wrapping on the left. Richardson. 8 out. Will they score their third try right here? Healy. Green. Inside for Lee. 10-metre line. 5 tackles. Green's in position to kick. There it is. Rogers and Eddinghausen underneath it with Mullins. And it's down for Nagus. 12-0. 21 minutes gone in the first of the Super League semi-finals for the Telstra Cup. And after a very shaky opening, they've struck back with 2 converted tries. Mandruku. Wolford is on. Pongia is on. Clyde runs at Green. Greenhill comes in over the top, makes the tackle on Clyde. Stewart turns it inside. Wolford is there. And Stewart was on the end of the big tackle from Danny Lee. Then he floats it to the right for Daly. Kicks for the outside backs. Peachy goes back to the goal line. Barnett and Rogers.
Well, they might have only picked up 10 metres, but wasn't that beautiful to watch? As Paul Green picks up another 15. I mentioned it earlier, that is confidence.
Lang.
What about the tackle by Ferner there? It's a one-on-one steal. Let's play on.
Burnham. Well, he gets the impression that Canberra has to be the team that scores next.
Cronulla side out here on their right, just not back on side at all.
Here's Wolford. Good yards. 12 metres out from the line. A chance for the Green machine. Down the short side. Oh, Mullins. He couldn't put a catch on it. I'm almost certain he would have scored.
They were gone there, weren't they, Cronulla? They didn't have the numbers. Eddinghausen, well, he had all sorts of problems. That's a magnificent hit from David Ferner. Stealing the ball. No good Martin Lang complaining, because that's quite all right. And I just don't think, even though Eddinghausen came up with a good tackle, Mullins had the momentum. He would have scored.
They're trying to go down that left-hand side of Canberra all night long. No one doing that to them on their right, so they know where they are weak. They'll try and expose that throughout the later in the half.
Richie Barnett coming in from his left wing. Taking a heavy tackle from David Ferner. He's doing not only his own work, he's doing the work of others as well, Ferner. And that tackle has hurt young Lang. He's off with the Pixies at the moment. This is Greenhill. Just beyond the Cronulla 30-metre line. Davidson. Talk of him going back to South Sydney. Healy. And on the full off the boot of the normally reliable Mitch Healy.
Well, that's just good pressure by the Canberra players. Getting out of the marker position, racing up to Ricky Sure, got very, very right, put plenty of pressure on him and come up with a mistake there. Canberra back on attack now.
Through Ferner. Burnham.
And Canberra now have got to go wide. Quickly get out here outside where ET is.
Clyde had Nagus working with him. Hetherington got a pass out the back. Picked up by Daly. Daly! Oh, that is superb! That is absolutely marvellous! And Prentice has scored, but that is why Laurie Daly is a megastar of the game.
That's why he's one of the best in the world, Ray. In 25 minutes, we've seen some mistakes, but we've seen some special moments, and this is one of them. Laurie Daly picked up an extremely difficult football, sliced his way through, and young Luke Prentice gets in under the post to get his team back into this semi-final. The offload from Brett Hetherington, it was actually touched by another Canberra player. That's not an easy thing to do, and he just did it with consummate ease and knew instinctively there'd be a man back on the inside.
Oh, how good was that? Something that was totally unexpected. He reacted, and Ferner converts. So Cronulla Sutherland's lead has been whittled away. 12-6, much to the delight of Mal Meninga. 25 gone. Cronulla given back the football by Canberra. Following the try scored by Luke Prentice. As I said a couple of minutes back, they had to be the team to score next. Nobody in rugby league would be wanting to give Cronulla at Shark Park 18 start. So we've got a ball game certainly back with us. Mickow and Greenhill. Greenhill to the 40-metre line. Green to the 30, bouncing away, losing the ball. So it'll be a scrum. Canberra will have the loose head and feet.
I think Paul Green will be not only disappointed with the fact he lost the footy, but disappointed in the outside support players. He wanted to go wide, and there was a good chance out wide, but they hung back. They basically forced the young halfback to take them on himself.
Yeah, they did, but he stepped off his right too, Sterlo, and he tried to go back inside there, but I think he was a little bit unlucky there. Berman actually got his hand to the ball and knocked it down.
Nagus. Mandruku got away from Russell Richardson. Coming to the halfway line with Hetherington.
One thing I have noticed, every time the Canberra side go and have a scrum, none of their forwards chase the ball. They just stay there. They're going to hit back on the second or third tackle all the time.
Burnham, Daly. Hetherington didn't really want it, then did well. Prentice away. Ferner there. Inside ball. Mandruku puts on a sprint. Support from Stewart. Runs towards the sideline on the club side of the ground. 30-metre line. Canberra starting to put it together. From Ferner for Daly. Daly then crosses the 30. Burnham uses Nagus. Nagus kicks ahead. It'll go in touch in goal. Back to the 20 for the restart.
I thought Kenny Nagus would have been better there running the ball. There's plenty of open space out wide. Laurie Daly going to the line, the same as Burnham. Outside there, there's another three players there. You see Mullins throwing his arms up in the air. Let the ball go. Let it sing, as they say down in Canberra.
So the Sharks, a let-off there for them. Played by Lang. Running is Stevens.
The Kiwi here spent that much time in Canberra. Local terminology.
Greenhill. Just looking at the Cronulla bench. It's very strong with the players back from injury. Martin Lang, Craig Greenhill, Sean Ryan. Players like that. And I think it's the best measurement of a team or a club's overall depth. Green off the hands of Canberra, then lost by McKenna. Hetherington away from Mullins. Lightning on Rogers.
As Lightning has taken a problem for Simon Wolford, carrying the arm as Brad Clyde skips out of a tackle. Canberra really starting to turn the tide now. A forced their way back into this game. And they are looking the more dangerous side just at the moment as Wolford leaves the field. Pongia back into the action.
30 minutes gone. Burnham 42 metres away from the Cronulla line. Down the blind side they go, with Nandruku able, I should say, to get it away. Prentice has been very prevalent in support play. Croker plays it. Magus gives it away. Stewart pushes it on. Furner takes it to the 30. Then Nandruku is tackled by Richardson. Fulavai comes into acting half. Puts it into the hands of Stewart. He gets around the opposite number 7. The ball bounces for Mullins. Mullins puts it in the air. Across the ground, an ordinary kick. And it's a penalty to Cronulla.
It's 10 fellas who's all in front.
Offside against Canberra.
I don't know how he's picked him up for offside there. I know the ball's gone out to Mullins right there. He kicks the ball forward. Does he go forward? That's what's let him down. I think Burnham's just out there to the right, just there now.
No, they're
about 2 metres offside.
Yeah, they're all in front. That's put the 10 fingers up. They had to stay outside the 10.
Mullins had to go forward, put him onside.
So Cronulla with Healy, a beautiful kick, finding the line 6 metres into Canberra's area. Lang put away by Croker and Mullins. Now Stevens shoveling it back. Tristan for Green. Long ball for a leaping Healy. Richardson just outside the 20-metre line. Barnett. Green. Greenhill. Met by Pongia and Hetherington.
Ricky Stewart in trouble. He's gone out to the left-hand wing or just inside Lightning now.
Can Cronulla aim the play at Stewart? Do they know that he's out there as virtually a passenger? Now, Green. Put away by Furner. Eddinghausen looked on the inside. In vain. 10-metre line. Cronulla with Green kicking straight towards Ricky Stewart. It came off Rogers. It's gone over the dead ball line.
Well, if Rogers had caught that ball, that certainly was a try. Good kick there by Paul Green. Put it right across the face of the Canberra players. You see Ricky Stewart there holding his arm up. Mullins tries to come in to help Lightning out. None of them get the balls. Ricky now leaves the field. Struggling a bit. I think he's hurt his chest.
Yeah, he's actually staying on. He's just going in behind the field to play.
Well, they'd be better off getting him out, don't you think, Peter? Get someone out there fresh, get the game back in, give him some time to rest up, and then get him out when he's a bit better off.
I don't think he's badly injured. I think he's just copped a knock up around the sternum area and he'll be in a position to kick the football very shortly.
Simon Wolford is about to go to Trevor Gilmeister and ask about his injury. What is the problem, Trev?
Well, he doesn't seem to have a problem with his right forearm, but they've strapped it up and he should be back soon, mate. But the Cronulla forwards, aren't they sharing the workload around really well at the moment? And I think that's the difference in the two teams at the moment.
You might also get a report for us on Ricky Stewart, if you can, as they find the line 27 metres away from the Cronulla line. And it would seem that David Furner is coming off as that ball finds the line about 25 out from Cronulla's try line. Stewart staying on.
David Furner has just about been Canberra's best. 12 tackles, 6 hit-ups. He, along with Daly, really kept Canberra in the match.
I tell you, the boy that has impressed me, Peter, considering he's playing in the front row, is Brett Hetherington. He's been up there and he's been taking it up, and his offloads have been remarkable. Keeping in mind that he's really only a youngster in the game. Now Lang. How hard does he like to play it? Reminds me in many ways of Nathan Long. McKenna. Now Richardson! Richardson! He'll make it! Cronulla has scored their third try.
Well, it's just a magnificent pass from Chris McKenna. burst through a couple of tackles, was able to keep his arms free, and the Canberra players dropped off a little bit in defence. They thought that the tackle had been completed on this man now. He gets between two. It was Daly and Nandruku. Russell Richardson, he pushes straight through Ricky Stewart. That's an awful attempt and had enough speed to beat Nagas. But have a look, this will look great from front on. Stewart calling for numbers to come across. McKenna, they both go low. That keeps the arms free. Richardson through Fulavai, through Stewart. And what a prospect this kid is.
I think what had happened there, that the referee had actually signalled to them they were offside and they let him go through. But as you said, that ball there by McKenna was tremendous. And that's the thing with Ricky Stewart out there with that injury. Usually he would have made that tackle around the pins. But, you know, carrying that injury in the chest was a bit of a struggle to get to Richardson. He's been fine form throughout the whole of the 97 season.
Russell Richardson doesn't want to talk to the media. Got nothing to do with his ego. He just doesn't want to talk to the media. And he comes from Dubbo via St Gregory's College, Campbelltown.
Isn't that a refreshing attitude as well? You know, it's very easy when you're a youngster coming and getting a lot of press to want to put yourself in the spotlight a little bit more, but he's prepared to allow his play to do his talking for him. There'll be plenty of opportunity later on down the track to find out more about him, and he will be under the spotlight as his career continues to blossom.
Here's Rogers from touch. He's had nothing simple tonight. It's been a tremendous kicking effort by Rogers. He fails there. 16-6, and this is the way it happened.
And it's a wrap for Chris McKenna that he is in the starting lineup. He's come off the bench a lot this year. If you have a look at the bench, as we point out a couple of times, he's got some class players that he's been able to keep at bay. And that's one of the reasons that McKenna is there, because he can get out wide, he can bust a tackle. He had the ability there to get between Daly and Nandruku and keep the arms free.
Stewart still clutching at the upper part of the stomach, almost at the sternum bone, if that's what it's called. I think it is. Played by Pongia. Now Hetherington. I found myself clutching at the same part of the stomach early on a Sunday morning several times, Wiz.
We go for the quickies.
Trevor on the sidelines. What is the problem with Ricky Stewart?
Well, you got it right as usual, boys. There's a bit of a knock to the sternum, but he should be fine.
Thanks, Gillis. Got it right as usual. We get it right about 1 in 10.
He doesn't work with as much, does he?
Blocker thought one night we had a neck problem with the player. It turned out he had a broken toe. Thanks anyway for the rap, Trev. That's why you're there. Barnett. Good player, this fella. Well, hasn't had the opportunities of the winger on the other side, but I suppose you wouldn't mind playing second fiddle to Matt Rogers.
Well, I don't know if Richie likes doing that, but I tell you what, at the Canberra side now know that Cronulla aren't going to spread the ball. They should shorten up their line as much as possible and rush up as quick as they can and put some pressure on them as they go wide.
Is Eddinghausen losing at one-on-one. Lightning is with it. Canberra's got a chance. 29 away. Now they mount some attack on the right. Stewart is still there. Pongia turns it in the middle. Burnham is there to respond. Wolford to acting hard. Then Hetherington crossing the red zone. 16-6. About 1 3/4 to go to the break. Stewart, Croker, Clyde. 10-metre line. Croker, Stewart, Daly. Nagas in from the back. Richardson takes him. Fulavai. Play on for Cronulla. He released the ball in the field of play.
Well, we've got 2 Cronulla players down injured outside the field of play, but they have just saved a try for their team. That looks like McKenna. He's still down as Cronulla now take it out from their own danger area through Barnett. McKenna's still in trouble down there. They're calling for the sideline for the attention. What great cover defence.
As Davidson has gone out there, it is McKenna. As Cronulla lock it up, they'll take it to half-time. A 10-point lead. the last. Lightning. Nagus is with him. And young Lightning makes a run of about 15 metres. Bradley Clyde. And Ferner tried to catch and pass. But Cronulla have been up in their faces and they've forced these Canberra mistakes.
Well, I know they're coming down this left-hand side, the Canberra side there, but I'll tell you what, the Cronulla side, right on the far left-hand side, their left, they went onside by at least 5 metres. Now, Bill Harrington's got to take some control out there, start penalising if they're not going to get onside.
Daly, on Daly, don't do it.
Cronulla. Last opportunity before the break. Green puts a grubbing kick in behind Nagus. And Nagus is wrapped up by Barnett. There's half-time. Magnificent half for Cronulla. The first semi-final. They've been over the line 3 times. Rogers and Eddinghausen having an absolute ball in front of the home crowd. 16-6. That's the half-time score. We go to a break. We're coming back to Shark Park with more in just a moment. 6 as we bring you back to Shark Park. First semi-final of the Telstra Cup in the Super League Conference. 3 tries to 1. Eddinghausen and Rogers combining on the first 2 occasions. And then Richardson got the third. Let's have a look at some of the stats.
It's a very even set of statistics after 40 minutes, and that means the Canberra side had to work their way back into the game because Cronulla did dominate for the first 15 minutes. Some missed tackles there from both sides, not many handling errors when you consider the amount of ball movement so far. Quite a few line breaks, 6-4, and really, as Gary pointed out at the beginning of our program, the team that wins this game will be the best team in defence. And I'm sure that both coaches will stress they can improve in that department.
Seldom do you see a set of statistics as even as all of that. Ricky Stewart is back. There were some worries that he might be forced out of the game, but he's obviously made a full recovery. Took a blow to the chest.
Quite amazing, Ray, that there's only been 2 penalties in that first 40 minutes and both of them have gone against Canberra. So the Cronulla side, as usual at Shark Park, very, very good on their best behaviour tonight.
Crowd of probably in the area of 15,000 watching the start of the second half. The winners bound for Townsville next weekend, as Hetherington, who had a magnificent first half of football, plays it back on his own 20-metre line.
As Ferner takes it forward, the winner of this plays next Saturday night. Basically an away game for both teams. The Broncos are not allowed to or unable to use the ANZ Stadium, so we're off to Townsville, Stockland Stadium. And on Monday night, of course, we've got the elimination semi from Belmore. Penrith up against the Canterbury team. We'll see all of that action on Channel 9 as Ricky Stewart puts it down towards Barnett, once again in great position.
Barnett tending to go across the ground before confronting the defence. David Peachy. They've shared the matches they've played this year. Cronulla beat Canberra at the Sydney Football Stadium. Now, Treaster following through on Davidson. 21 metres out from Rogers. Green, and then Healy, short ball, Mikow, Richardson. Pulled down by Mandruku. 10-metre line. To the right, a long pass. McKenna injured just in front of half-time, obviously okay. 5 tackles from Mikow, then for Green. A grubbing kick that came off the back of Stewart. He didn't play at the ball. Now you'll find that Cronulla Sutherland will get the loose head and feed, if I'm reading Bill Harrigan right.
No doubt about that. Brett Hetherington can't pick up the football. It was just towed forward by Cronulla. Pretty innocuous kick at the end of it. And you will not get a better attacking opportunity than what we're seeing now. Scrum centre field.
Paul Green opting to come down the left. It's the side where Richardson and Barnett are working. Richardson playing it near the sideline. Davidson keeping it alive. Barnett. Treaster looking for his call. Green shows it once. Stevens takes it up the middle. Jason Stevens. Then from here, Nicker shapes the pass in, goes out. Eddinghausen. Rogers. Green. Lee offered him a decoy. Puts a grabbing kick in. It came off Canberra. They didn't play at it. Fourth tackle. Treaster. Back on the right. Nicker puts a grubbing kick in. Eddinghausen got a checkered passage. And Mullins it is that forces it.
Tawera Nikau, he's been in outstanding form here tonight, going to the line, putting the little short kick in. Before that, he virtually set up ET on the outside. And Mullins has gone back to the fullback spot by Tawera Nikau, ranging out wide either side. Puts the opposition in all sorts of dire straits when he's offloading or kicking.
So a beautiful drop kick from Ricky Stewart. They've got a bit of a breeze with them in the second half. Davidson with all the motors working down to the 30-metre line. Stevens. 22 minutes. Healy. Green. McKenna. Angling back in as he crouched down to take the pass. Peachy. Nickau to the 10-metre line. Three-man Canberra tackle. A mark of respect for Tawera Nickau. He's lost that goal.
You kicked around trying to get up to. You should have left hold on to it.
Canberra off the hook here through the courtesy of Tawera Nickau. Couldn't see a Canberra hand. And the loose head and feed goes to the Canberra Raiders.
Take it in.
Harrigan just making a couple of adjustments to the scrum. This is Fulavai. Trevor Gilmeister at half-time. What could you find out?
Well, in the Cronulla dressing room, Johnny Lang was very happy. He said to keep going forward with these big men, which they're doing very well, and he reckons they're on top out wide. So, and on the other hand, Mel Meninga said respect the ball better with the Canberra players.
The scoreboard reflects pretty much what they're saying. 3 tries for Cronulla out wide, benefiting from the foundation that's been laid up the middle. Clyde almost to the halfway line, then Prentice, now Stewart. Low kick down to the 10. Peachy exuding confidence, steps around Nandruku, gets away from Furner. Daly comes from behind. Peachy will play it on the 30-metre line. Green runs the short side. This is Barnett, put down again by Daly and by Fulavai. Green at acting half. McKenna the first receiver, met by Furner and again by Daly. 3 tackles in a row for Daly. 42 metres out from the Cronulla line. Tawera Nickau takes it into Canberra's area by 2 metres for Treaster to go to the left and works on a wide blind side. 38 metres away from Canberra's line. McKenna there waits. To the right they go. Green away for the runaround with Healy, and then the right foot kick. Bouncing down on the 10-metre line. It's with Nagus. Nagus splitting them. Splitting them again. Great work by Nagus. 32 metres out from his own line. A look at the referee appealing. Croker builds on what Nagus made for him to the halfway line. Second tackle. Stewart waiting for Mullins off the right hip. Mullins then to play it back for Prentice. And to the right they go, leaving Stewart out of it. They go to Daly. Daly around the back for Furner. Furner for Fulavai, who puts it down.
It was a tough pass from David Furner. Can't really blame Albert Fullerby for putting that one down. A fair bit of pressure from the passer. This man, Laurie Daly, I don't know whether it's just panned out the way it has or by design, but I've always thought if you're going to play Canberra, you've got to run at him in defence. You want to work him over in defence so that when they've got the football, he might just lack that little bit of a spark. And tonight, he's come up with 16 tackles, and that is only one behind the leading man, Brett Hetherington, or actually a couple behind Prittis, who's got 19, but he's up there with the likes of Furner, Clyde, and Morgan Pongia.
I don't know who it was against, but I remember a club employed those tactics on Canterbury's Terry Lamb with great success in fairly recent times.
Part of it, of course, Ray, is the fact that, you know, Laurie, he'll put himself into the game too. He'll chase the footy as a flick pass from Cooch. He finds the mark in Rogers, but he just likes to be involved, so he'll contribute to that as well.
Now McKenna out very wide. Green angling back away from Prittis. On the half volley, Greenhill put down over the top by Croker. Underneath there, making the tackle complete, was Clyde. Treaster works on the right of the ground for Danny Lee. 31 metres away. They're on the club side of the ground. Running towards the bay end. From Treaster for Green. Green for Nickow. Nickow's gone inside the 30-metre line. As Gary Freeman said, he's having a superb game. Now it's Stevens flicking it in. Treaster got away from Hetherington. Put down by Prittis. Peachy to the right. Answering Paul Green. Whose kick comes high. Back into Crump. Ken Nagus. That was absolutely majestic.
Oh, that was a tremendous take. He was under all sorts of pressure there. Paul Green put that ball up nice and high, but E.T. was flying through. A couple of Canberra players trying to hold him back as Mullins comes.
Here's a chance for Cronulla. Greenhill gets it away. Ettinghausen bombs it.
Well, I'm not quite sure whether E.T. would have scored anyway, because maybe Craig Greenhill passed a touch early. But Brett Mullins, well, I think he's had an indifferent night. Loses the football. Good strong tackle from Matt Rogers. Pushes the ball out. Greenhill picks it up. He draws the man. And I think that Clyde might have just been able to get Ettinghausen anyway. But in the end, wasn't needed.
So Canberra with Royston Lightning. And then Laurie Daly. Ken Nagus. Albert Fullerby. To the 40-metre line and beyond. They are making good inroads while they can hold the football. Penalty goes to Canberra. That's their first penalty.
It's taken something like 50-odd minutes to get their first penalty, so I don't think the crowd should be booing too much.
One of the Cronulla fans in front of me stood and gave Bill Harrigan the Australian salute. But geez, hard to please. Now Fullerby. Centre of the ground. 30-metre line. Croker. Magnificently versatile. Stewart lets Daly run a decoy. Furner got a ball on for Nagus. There was a collision there between Stevens and Furner. They're 15 out. Centre of the ground. Wolford! Wolford 3 metres away. The other hooker, Prittis, for Stewart. Stewart. Oh, Furner. It was too low for the big man.
Well, Furner was straight through the gap there. Great move there by Ricky Short, the Canberra side. Now Barnett goes through a good run up the field.
It did open up, didn't it?
He was through for all money.
Yeah, Danny Lee couldn't make the tackle, and now Cronulla. A little bit of momentum. Nickow takes the ball from Green. It's a good run, that one. Takes it over 50. The tide turns again.
Dykes is on. Davidson.
How well has he played, Davidson? He just never stops going forward.
He's playing like a bloke whose contract's about to expire.
Did you read that paper too?
With Lucky and Bundy, we know what that's like. Now for Dykes. For Healy. It's a big kick from Healy. Trouble for Fullerby. He's in the in-goal. That'll... I was about to say, take it back out to the 20-metre line.
Well, if you need a stop frame on that one, I'm not quite sure whether he got a foot in as he caught the footy. There's a lost ball here. No, it's going to be a penalty.
Well, I agree with you, Ray. I thought he was going to the 25 for a tap.
Well, here he is.
There.
Yeah, I think the foot was in the air.
I'll have to get out the tape measure still.
I'm not going to argue with you.
They never got it, so let's not argue.
He left the field of play and landed in the in goal with a foot on the try line. I would have thought it would come back to the 20-metre line, but Bill Harrigan disagrees, and it's a minor issue, I suppose, particularly when they got the penalty that followed. Now it's with Nagus. And he runs back into Healy and also McKenna. They reckon he lost the ball in the tackle. Stewart finding Ferner. Cronulla, I don't know whether they've waited for that play, but every time they've tried to put it together, they've had players there. Richardson looks for his second try. Daly's after him. Daly's got him. Ah, great cover by Daly. Canberra barely with a semblance of a defensive line. Green held by Burnham. Now they've got their line. Dykes, Davidson. Dykes, metre from the line. He had Danny Lee running shotgun for him. Now Davidson. 5 gone. From Dykes again. Then Green looking for Eddinghausen. And over the dead ball line.
Bill Harrigan just consulting to see whether
We're going to have a look.
the Canberra player touched the football. He's gone for the video replay here, and that's a good thing. If they're not sure, it's a big play, this one, a big call. Eddinghausen, well, he's making the motion that it was touched by the Canberra side, so it will come back to a line dropout. And I think it has touched him, so it'll be a line dropout from under the black dot.
Well, you don't know whether he was on the line or not.
Well,
the ball.
I'm just going to make a point. I think I'll just come back to that. We've got to take this break. It's 16-6, Cronulla in front. So we bring you back to Shark Park. And it has been ruled that it went off the Canberra player and over the dead ball line, thus the line dropout. This was Barnett. The point I was going to make is I was of the opinion that Nagus had part of his body on the dead ball line, which automatically means that he's out anyway. I was confident that it would go back to the 20-metre line. That is last week's news now, though. Rogers. Green. Danny Lee. Centre of the ground. 12 metres away from the line. Dykes. And then Healy. Dummy once, a dummy twice. 9 away. Peachy waits. Dykes is with it. Green. Catch and pass. Nick out. Met by Clyde. Back for Dykes. Tries to get a kick in. So too does Davidson. Eventually Rogers puts a strike on it, but the referee has found a knock on.
I think Dykes actually dropped the ball. He went to do the little grubber kick. He's come up with a knock on.
He found half a dozen knock-ons over there.
I think they did too.
Look, I don't know if Canberra can go on and win this game. They trail by 10 and time's starting to run out a little bit, but if they do, it will be on the back of the number 6. I haven't mentioned that chase across to get Russell Richardson. A very poor kick from Ricky Stewart. Russell Richardson, who's got tremendous speed, he was off. Laurie Daly covered 60 metres to get there and keep his team within touch.
Well, he's every bit of a rugby league thoroughbred, isn't he? The man with the football. We talked about it earlier. He laid on the only try for Canberra tonight and then saved another certain try. And we have already spoken about his quality in defence tonight. I don't know that it's helped the Canberra attack, but he has been required, Laurie Daly, to work much harder than normal. Now he kicks looking for his outside backs. The bounce for him was favourable, not for Peachy. Now this elusive Cronulla fullback working with Barnett. They've both represented their countries. Burnham makes the tackle on Barney. 15 away from the Cronulla line. Richardson scored one, and apart from Laurie Daly, would have scored another. Has become some kind of a try-scoring hero. Greenhill, 28 metres out from his own line. Dykes. Now Stevens. Then Dykes again. Furner.
I thought he was offside, David Furner. Cronulla appealed it well. Play continues. Paul Green now. Torpedo kick down the right-hand side. Stays in. Kicking game again. Superb.
Magus on his way back. Rogers hangs on with Dykes.
I think that's the big difference, really. The Cronulla forwards, their front row, and Davidson and Lee and Stevens are really taking it to the Canberra side. They need to get their front rowers back on the field as soon as possible, Canberra. They get a better go forward, then go wide.
This is Burnham. British. Wolford. Worked out what happened in back play there. Wolford was tackled, and Prentice eventually went to ground, and he's receiving attention as Daly makes a good run for Canberra. Wolford was there, Stewart away, Clyde puts it on the boot, and Peachy drops back to his own line. Beats one, leaves another, out to the 20-metre line. Magnificent returner of the kick, David Peachy.
Well, it'll be a blood bin for Luke Prentice. Looks like he's cut up around the head area, and I think that we've got the two best return of kicks in the game with Kenny Nagus at the fullback position for Canberra and David Peachy for Cronulla. They've been unstoppable.
Dykes. Richardson. Green. Healy. Nickau. Over the 40, own end of the ground, to the halfway, Rogers. 16-6. No alteration to the half-time scoreboard. Davidson on the 5th. To the left, to Healy. Then Green. Green runs. Slides inside the 30. Deflection forward from Cronulla, advantage for Canberra with Clyde.
Paul Green nearly got them there. Decided they were on that last tackle, but the Canberra side come up in ones only, put themselves under a lot of pressure to get that defence line straight.
Andruku and Fulava. Just outside the 40-metre line, Canberra desperately, but in vain, trying to break Cronulla. Furner plays it. They come down the short side. Pongia. And he's put away 37 metres out from the Cronulla line. Andruku stands and then passes. Took the sting out of it. Oh, Stewart. I'm not sure what you call that, but Nickau was the inflictor. Now Wolford. Daly indicating to the air at dummy half. He passes for Stewart. And it's a penalty to Canberra.
Understand the signal from Bill Harrigan, but gives Canberra a chance now coming into the final quarter of this game. They really need to put something on the scoreboard here.
Clyde back and away. Wolford for Stewart. Stewart for Hetherington. Hetherington runs at Nickau. 7 metres from the line, trailing by 10. Stewart away for Daly. Richardson over the top. Magus. Burnham. Mullins looked on his left for half an hour. And a penalty goes to Canberra. Wolford takes a quick tap. Stewart gets it away, and then they make a mess of it. This is play on for Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen and Burnham. Eddinghausen gets it away for Rogers. Rogers heading for the corner. Rogers picked up, put over the sideline. Well, this is almost impossible to keep up with.
That was sensational stuff, Sterlo.
Well, the pass went to ground at the other end of the field. Andrew Eddinghausen put on the toe, and then the experience of Eddinghausen is perfectly illustrated by the fact he went down on the football. He must have been tempted to kick it. That was the percentage play, and he was able to get up and take advantage of the fact that the defender couldn't hang on to him. Matt Rogers, what a great chase there from both Nagas and Fulavai, and what a strong effort from Nagas to put him over the sideline.
What about the combination of these two? Eddinghausen played with the kid's father. Now Rogers is around his ankles like an ankle biter, say, "My ball, Poppy."
That's my ball, Poppy. You're out there, mate.
That's why the communication is so good. They've known each other an eternity.
Oh, it's just magnificent. Having broadcast the great Steve Rogers in action, and he played alongside Andrew, and now we're watching this beautiful combination of Eddinghausen and Rogers again.
Just got to give a bit of a rap to Jason Burnham there. Got across there, made the tackle on E.T. That's tremendous effort from the forward.
Burnham to the halfway. From Walford, Stewart. 16-6. 63rd minute. And Barnett watches it across the touching goal.
I know we have mentioned it before, but it must be one of the most difficult things for a young player just starting out in his career to have a famous father, I suppose. You know, we've seen Aaron Raper make his own mark in the game, and Matt Rogers, no matter who his father is, he's going to make an enormous impact in the game of rugby league just on what he can come up with himself. He's a tremendously gifted player, and every time I see him, he looks that little bit better.
Is Jason Stevens. Davidson. Treaster. Dykes. And it'll come back to the 20. Just put a little bit too much on it, Adam Dykes, but then led the chase.
Well, I think Canberra had 3 markers there. I know that they had a marker running at the last moment, and Dykes jumped out quickly, put the kick in, and as you said, a little bit too far. There's 2 more cameras now. Warm up, it's Nagas goes for
over the halfway line. 40-metre line. Now the support. Brad Clyde. Jason Croker. Clyde again. Daly. 25 metres out. Andruko. Desperately wanted Fulavai on the inside. Burnham. Clyde. Third time he's handled in the last 2 plays. Andruko. Now they're organised. Stewart's long ball. Daly tries to brush away from Dykes. Takes a 2-man tackle, offloads for Croker. Croker, he'll get there. Croker's over. Canberra have got their second try. 16-10.
Well, 2 mentions. Firstly, a try saver from David Peachy on Ken Nagas. 1-on-1 was great. But not long after, Laurie Daly again has got himself into the action. I reckon 9 times out of 10, that would have been a try. A standing start against a running Ken Nagas, you'd think is almost impossible to stop. But just have a look at Laurie Daly as he goes across. As we freeze it there, you can see with the 2 players taken out, all of a sudden there are 3 players out wide for Canberra, and that's pressure on these defenders. As it's turned out and play unfolds, Croker, because he had support on the outside and they had numbers, that put the doubt in the defenders' minds, and he was able to throw the little dummy jink back and score himself. But, mate, no doubt about it, Laurie Daly again played a major role in that. Croker did a great job to finish.
David Ferner converts. Now, we are set for what will be a great 14 minutes to complete this game. It's 16-12. Cronulla over Canberra. Cronulla getting the ball back. 3 tries to 2. They've led all night. they going to hang on? Davidson.
Well, Ray, if they don't, it would be a demoralising defeat for them if Canberra can get home, because you've got to say that for 66 minutes, Cronulla have had everything going for them, and most importantly, quite a big lead on the scoreboard. I'm not trying to preempt anything, but if it is a draw in normal time, we revert to what we saw in the Tri-Series final, 10 minutes extra time. There's no result after that 20 minutes, sudden death.
Jeff Bell is on in the headgear, playing the ball. Dykes has added a new dimension to Cronulla. An awkward bounce, and Nagus splits through again. Nagus has come down outside the 30-metre line. Royston Lightning is there to support. And now it's with Mullins. Then Lightning, now Furner. And Furner is put away. Trevor Gilmeister.
Well, if Canberra do get away with this, they can thank this bloke here hitting the ball up. Quinton Ponga is the only regular front rower in the Canberra side, and Cronulla have 5 players at regular front rower, so big effort by him.
They've certainly got a wealth of big men on the bench. Pongia hit very hard by Bell, and it's a penalty to Canberra.
Well, it's been raked out in Bill Harrigan's mind, and there were 2 in the tackle. We've seen 2 penalties that have gone against Cronulla late in the tackle count.
Well, that's correct decision there, Sterlo. Les Davidson, the big left hand, pulled the ball out. I thought he'd actually just lost the ball as he took the tackle.
Bill Harrigan said that Les Davidson hit and raked at the same time. We mustn't lose sight of the fact that you can go in like Les did and make a tackle over the top. But apparently, well, not apparently, you can't rake it out at the same time. Lightning plays it. It's come away for Hetherington. Centre of the ground, 9 metres out from the Cronulla line. Canberra haven't beaten them here since 1993. Furner, put down by Danny Lee and Jeff Bell. Wolford for Stewart. Stewart for Daly. Daly off the right foot, then the left foot. Now he's 5 metres out from the line. Played back for Prentice. Prentice is a metre from the line. On 5. Now Wolford looking around, looking for the call. Stewart puts a grabbing kick in, and Peachy. Not only did he scoop it up, he's made a 35-metre run. How good is that?
Oh, that is unbelievable there by David Peachy. Go, Rogers is away.
Now Rogers is away. Gary Freeman's barracking for him. He doesn't have to. Rogers is over. That's his second try.
And the heads go down on the Canberra Raiders bench. Matt Rogers, he might have clinched this one. There's 11 to go, and a lot will happen in that 11 minutes. But David Peachy, I don't know how he picked this up and just brushed through a couple of tackles, got in the clear, was finally run down and trying by Jason Croker. But as play, we freeze it there, play continues. You can see that that's one wide man for Canberra, that's the other one. There's a gap straight up the middle, and it just comes back that the play the ball back here was that quick as play continues, that they couldn't get their defence back in time and bolster the middle of the ruck. Matt Rogers getting involved once again. Peachy's run at 50, Rogers has done the other 50.
Well, you look at Rogers there, he saw the 2 markers there, Peter Sterling, as you said, they split, they went the wrong way, and he just opened up the legs and said, see you later, boys. He's pretty happy about that try too.
He was pretty happy 40 metres out. He was starting to smile back then.
Well, mate, that's just great vision by the young bloke to get the dummy half, looked up, saw that the markers had gone the wrong way, then just go for it.
He threw a little dummy when he picked it up, and that committed a Canberra play. Might have been Ricky Stewart in there as well.
There was another commentator that worked with us one day, and I can't remember who, but he actually stood up and started barracking for Queensland one night.
Go Mal, go Mal.
And Freeman, if he hasn't put something on Cronulla, I'll turn it up.
He tipped Canberra earlier on,
Canberra too.
He's thrown the dummy.
Anyway, Rogers will try to convert his own try. He's been kicking beautifully tonight. He's just offline.
can stop him.
You want him stopped? I can stop him.
You've just
20 to
cost me the
12.
tab.
This is what happened. This is after Peachy did something quite incredible. And this young Matt Rogers, in full flight and smiling. Hee-ha!
Well, I don't know what the crowd is, Ray. We'll find it out before the end of the game, but this game deserves more people than the Shark Park tonight. Been some classic moments, and we might get some more classic ones in this last 10 minutes, because Canberra, they'll throw everything at their opposition to try and earn that chance to meet Brisbane next Saturday night.
71 minutes gone.
One thing Cronulla have done well tonight is really wrap up Daly and Stewart as much as they can. Canberra go wide through Nandruku.
35 away from their own line, Canberra. Hetherington. What a nail-biting weekend of football. Nandruku. Trittis finds himself out in first receiver territory. Daly out in the centre. Clyde is out even wider. 32 metres out, and we find Hetherington coming off. Daly, Stewart, away from Burnham, Fulava and Nandruku. Harrigan ordering the turnover.
Well, that was the correct play by Ricky Stewart to go nice and wide. You see that Richard Barnett's injured. It was about 15 metres back. The ball just not getting its mark there to Nandruku.
Trevor, just after this replay, I'll come to you. I just want to get a report on Hetherington if I can.
Well, there's that ball that just goes too far in front of Nandruku. It was the last play, but that was the correct one.
Yes, Gilly.
Well, Hetherington, he got a knock on the knee, above his knee, about 20 minutes ago. He's done well to stay out there, but I don't think he'll be back, mate.
Necker taking the defence. Peachy. Dykes. Green. Ball coming away off the back of one of the Canberra players. And as we reflect on the change in rules, it makes no difference this year. So Canberra will get the loose head and feed.
Well, I was talking about the crowd only moments ago, and the official number has come through, 17,137. The opening Super League semi-final. It's not a bad crowd, but as I said earlier, there should have been more here to see this.
Yeah, there was easily room for another 5,000 people, and without trying to rub salt into injury, they are a lot poorer for not being here, because it has been a magnificent game.
Very good work there from Bill Harrigan to spot the infringement by Tuera Nikia, knocking the football out. And as you would expect, Canberra looking to get play underway as quickly as possible. I think he's done a pretty good job tonight. That's forward.
5 minutes to go. 8 points the margin. Cronulla. Now they can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Forward back has certainly dominated here tonight. Just can't give those guys such a big enough rap. They have been in outstanding form.
Richardson. The tackle might have hurt him. Bell. Tackled again by Daly. Harrigan has to penalise.
Good penalty.
Daly has interrupted the attacking team, and they will more than likely take the kick at goal.
Well, obviously waste some more time, so that he had to penalise him. You know, the question that has to be answered by Bill Harrigan was the man in there? Yeah, well, he pulled the leg up. The man trying to get out of the way, but there's no doubt Laurie Daly did continue to interfere. Young Russell Richardson gets a rousing cheer from the crowd as he leaves the field.
So Canberra will wait the outcome of Monday between Canterbury and Penrith, and they will play them at Bruce Stadium. The winners, Cronulla, then on their way to Townsville to play Brisbane. The winner direct entry into the grand final at ANZ Stadium on the 20th of September. He's gone past the 500 this year. 20 metres in from touch, he strikes it, and it flies between the uprights for a further 2 points. Sharks 22, Raiders 12, 3.5 to go. Be some great merriment in that big club across the other side of the ground tonight.
Of course, these teams have only met once in a final series before. That was back in 1989. Canberra were successful in that match, and they indeed went on to win the title that year. So Cronulla hoping that they can mirror what Canberra achieved just under a decade ago.
The Sharks, of course, played in what many people believe to be the toughest of all grand finals, as Canberra make a half break to the halfway line. Now they queue up to go on. Daly across from Andruku. 38 metres away from the Cronulla line. Atkins is on in 36 for Canberra. Burnham over the 40-metre line. Then back. Canberra throwing it about, all in vain. Nagas, Andruku, did well, Fullerby, Albert Fullerby scores for Canberra.
Well, unfortunately for Canberra, it's going to be too little too late, but what a well-constructed try here once again. And you'll see the Cronulla side make the same mistake that Canberra made in allowing a try with two players going low, and that enabled Andruku to get, or Nagas to get the pass away to Andruku, who found Fullerby. Not a good attempted tackle by Peachy. But as the play comes back from the other side of the field, Nagas comes in, Bell goes low with Treaster, and that enabled the ball to be passed on to Andruku. What a magnificent pass from Andruku to Fullerby to finish.
So Albert Fullerby scored under the uprights, the conversion successful. Everything is happening rapid fire. Now Cronulla with Healy tackled on his own 40-metre line. 1.25 minutes on the clock. Cronulla by 4 points. Greenhill.
They're looking for that short kick up to try and get the ball back as quick as possible as the Canberra side. Make sure they try and get a ball back.
Nick out. Telstra sponsoring the inaugural Super League conference, and of course they give us $1,000 for the man of the match. There's been many contenders tonight. Treaster. Seconds remaining, 4 points the margin. Green knocked backwards by Mullins. 38 metres out from his own line. Clyde gets it on for Stewart. Now Daly. Ferner, a juggle. Andruku. The siren has it gone.
They've got to go wide again.
The crowd's trying to tell the referee, I think, that the siren's gone. Stewart away. Jason Croker put down on the halfway line. There's the siren in the background. Bill Harrigan calls time, and Cronulla have beaten Canberra 22 points to 18. Sensational spectacle played in front of 17,000 people. Cronulla 22, Canberra 18. They keep this record intact at Shark Park, undented since 1993 against Canberra. Well, they're dancing in the bleachers, and they'll be dancing here for 24 hours and more. We'll take a break. We'll come back to Shark Park. Peter and Gary will wrap it, and Trevor we'll have the Telstra $1,000 man of the match for you. Hope you enjoyed it. There's more to come on the other side of this.
Beat Canberra in the opening semi-final, 22 points to 18, some classic tries scored. Rogers got a couple, Eddinghausen and Richardson. Rogers kicked 3 from 5. Well, for the Raiders, Prittis, Croker and Phil Levi scored 4-pointers. David Furner also kicked 3. Almost an impossibility to single out one player for man of the match, but the man we did choose is with Trevor Gilmister.
Well, the $1,000 man of the match is David Peachy. A sensational game, David. And where do you think you won it?
Definitely in our forwards. I mean, our go forward was there tonight. All comes back to our defence. We're attacking defence.